Hello and welcome to another programme of That's English.
Today we're talking about one of my favourite subjects, food and cooking.
Actually, Ashley, I think it's the favourite subject of a lot of people. In today's episode of Cafe 27, Bill learns to cook with a famous TV chef, with some surprising results.
But before we watch, here's the question. What should Bill do if he wants more customers?
What should Bill do if he wants more customers?
Look, it's Ben White. He's my favourite TV chef.
Today I'm going to show you how to make chili prawn noodles. It's quick, easy and really delicious. The main ingredients you need are chili, prawns and noodles, obviously.
Do you like
I
cooking?
really like cooking.
No, but I like watching him.
We take a tablespoon of oil in a pan and some fresh, uncooked prawns.
I saw him in the local paper yesterday. He's giving cookery classes at the local college.
Grate the carrot and chop the red chilli. And be careful. You'd better not touch your eyes or they will really hurt.
I should take cooking lessons.
Can you cook anything? Do you know any recipes? Can you cook scrambled eggs?
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, I wanted to make an omelette, but it turned into scrambled eggs.
Pepper to taste. Now that is really tasty. You really ought to try a little.
What can I get you?
I'll have a look at the menu.
There's bacon and fried, boiled or scrambled eggs with tomato or mushrooms. We also have fried sausages with mashed potatoes and baked beans.
Do you have any vegetarian dishes?
Yes, we have French fries or baked potatoes with grated cheese on top.
Well, that's not very healthy.
My customers want protein and fat.
It's awful. You ought to serve healthy food.
If we serve low-calorie food, we get fewer customers. Our customers want plenty of carbohydrates.
At least you should put one vegetarian dish on the menu every day.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
You don't look well. You'd better sit down.
Okay. I eat too much fast food with too many calories.
You ought to change your diet.
Yes, you really should go to cookery classes with the TV chef, so you'll be able to include healthy dishes in your menu.
It might even help you to turn the cafe into a fashionable gastropub. If you did, you'd get more customers, that's for sure.
I think Bill should really change his diet.
Yes, he really should. It's okay to eat fast food sometimes, but...
Nathan, you shouldn't eat in the studio, and you definitely shouldn't eat so much fast food. Now, back to the question.
What should Bill do if he wants more customers?
Yes, you really should go to cookery classes with the TV chef, so you'll be able to include healthy dishes in your menu.
It might even help you to turn the cafe into a fashionable gastropub. If you did, you'd get more customers, that's for sure.
The girls tell Bill he should go to cookery classes with the TV chef and learn how to cook healthy dishes for the cafe.
Do you think Laura would like to turn Cafe 27 into a fashionable gastropub? I think she probably likes the cafe just the way it is now.
But I think they should change the menu.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Let's go back to the video. What advice does Marina give Bill about the menu? Do you remember? Watch again.
At least you should put one vegetarian dish on the menu every day.
Marina suggests that Bill include one vegetarian dish every day. Remember, when we are giving advice to someone, we can use should. For example, Nathan, you should eat healthier food.
We can also use should to give advice to ourselves. Watch.
I should take cooking lessons.
But we can also give advice in a different way. Watch.
Now that is really tasty. You really ought to try a little.
It's awful. You ought to serve healthy food.
Ought to means the same as should. Nathan ought to change his diet.
Yes, I ought to eat more fruit and vegetables.
And there is another way to give advice. Watch.
You don't look well. You'd better sit down.
You'd better sit down means you should sit down. Bill doesn't look very well, so it would be a good idea.
So we'd better watch the second part of the episode and see what Bill does at his cookery class.
But first we ought to ask our question. What ingredient didn't Bill use in his recipe and why?
What ingredient didn't Bill use in his recipe and why?
Here are the ingredients. We have some fresh fruit and vegetables here. There is plenty of milk and cheese. Don't use too many eggs. Here is the flour, rice and oats. There are lots of herbs and spices over here. OK, you have 60 minutes to create a masterpiece. There is too much vinegar, and the potato should be cut smaller. This looks disgusting.
I'm sorry, Chef.
It is disgusting. Did you put any salt in it?
I'm sorry. I put none in.
Well, you ought to pay a little more attention next time. This is good,
Thank you, Chef.
but it ought to have more seasoning.
I'm sure I put lots of salt and pepper in the dish.
And there is too little olive oil.
I'm afraid I only put in half a spoonful of olive oil.
Well, you'd better put in some more. And you shouldn't bake it for so long. This has a fresh flavour. It is perfectly cooked.
Thank you, Chef.
How did you make it?
First of all, I put some flour into the food processor, not too much. Then I added a few oats and a little oil,
How much flour did you use?
about 175 grams.
175 grams. That's about 6 ounces.
Next, I added a little grated carrot and mixed it together. After that, I fried a few onions in a little oil for a few minutes until they were cooked.
Did you use any butter?
No, Chef. My doctor says I ought to eat less butter and fat.
Doctors, they know nothing. But this is delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
A lot of my TV fans will like this. Is this your own recipe?
Yes, Chef. Today, Bill's own recipe, onion and carrot tart. Hi, Ariel. Marina, look.
Hi.
Ben White is on the TV.
He doesn't like my recipes.
Today I'm going to show you a recipe I made up. It's in my latest cookbook that is now on sale. First, take 175 grams of flour, some oats, and oil. And mix them in with the grated carrot.
That's my recipe.
After that, I fry the onions.
Poor Bill. The chef stole his recipe.
I'm not sure it really was his own recipe, Ashley, but it looked delicious. Did you answer the question? What ingredient didn't Bill use in his recipe and why?
Did you use any butter?
No, Chef. My doctor says I ought to eat less butter and fat.
Bill didn't use any butter in his onion and carrot tart because his doctor told him to eat less butter and fat.
Well, now he's serious about eating a more healthy diet. But if I were Bill, I'd be angry with the chef. He stole Bill's recipe.
I'm not sure, Ashley. I think Bill found it on the net. Anyway, the chef copied the recipe completely because he listened to the ingredients and also to the quantities.
Yes, it's very important to know what ingredients you have to use and the quantities. Watch again.
We have some fresh fruit and vegetables here. There is plenty of milk and cheese. Don't use too many eggs. Here is the flour, rice and oats. There are lots of herbs and spices over here.
The chef says some fresh fruit and vegetables, plenty of milk and cheese, too many eggs, lots of herbs and spices.
Remember, we use much for uncountable nouns and many for countable nouns. Watch.
There is too much vinegar.
I put some flour into the food processor, not too much.
Don't use too many eggs.
Don't forget, we use any for questions and negatives. Watch.
Did you use any butter?
We can also express quantity with quantifiers like plenty of, lots of, a little and a few. Watch.
There is plenty of milk and cheese.
I'm sure I put lots of salt and pepper in the dish.
I fried a few onions in a little oil for a few minutes until they were cooked.
We can also use different expressions with more, some more and a little more. Watch.
You ought to pay a little more attention next time. Well, you'd better put in some more.
Finally, we ask some people in the street this question. Do you think the image of typical British food is changing?
I think the diversity is very important when we look at different nations and what we consider their stereotypical food. It isn't one thing anymore. We are the melting pot, and it shows very much so in the UK.
I certainly think that we've improved, and we sort of hold our own now with the rest of Europe.
To be honest, we only had fried chicken, and I don't know how British that is, but I think fish and chips is what you like best in England.
I do think the image of British food is changing. I think there is a lot more improved quality to do with food in the country, and there is a lot more expectations from the British public about the types of food they eat.
It's difficult to say about British because we have a lot of different from all over the world, you know.
I think we've become more culturally diverse. There's lots more foods from around the world that we count as British food, like everyone enjoys a good curry, you know, on Friday night.
I think everywhere's a lot more cosmopolitan. There's a lot more different types of food, especially in London. There's lots of nice places to choose from to eat.
Do you think the image of typical British food is changing?
Yes, I do. And there's such a great variety of food and dishes.
Most people agree the image of British food is changing, improving and becoming more cosmopolitan.
The favourite food in Britain these days isn't traditional fish and chips. It's probably curry, like the girl says.
Yes, or pizza maybe. Well, now we're all hungry, so we'd better go and eat. See you next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.